Just about to head round Western Australia on my motorbike, and I've done a lot of preparation and I'm just making a little video to show what gear I've got. All right, let's start with the clothes. So I got a pair of adventure boots. I didn't really want really heavy duty boots. I wanted boots that I could actually also wear, say, in a shop or walking around. So these, they've got enough, they've got protection, but they're not too heavy. The boots. Helmet, I actually got a new helmet, a dual sports helmet, mainly because I wanted a bit more ventilation. I'm going to be travelling through some very hot country, and this helmet has 17 air vents, and also it's got some sunglasses. Also a dark visor, so I can put that dark visor up and down if needed. Move on to what I'm going to be wearing. Now, when you're going through hot areas, you can get very dehydrated. So I've actually got a dehydration pack, 2 litres, which I'll wear on my back. Also plan to keep, food in there. I've got a charger for a lot of my camera equipment. Wet tent, I can put that on the outside to dry if it's wet. What else have we got in here? A spork for food. It's got a knife, a spoon and a fork. So a few little things that I can get to quickly in this one. I'm a Leatherman also. I've got a Leatherman multi-tool, and I've got a map in there too of surf maps of Western Australia, or surf map of Western Australia. So hydration pack, leather jacket, fully lined with protection gear. Not really suitable for hot areas, but I've worn this in summer in Victoria, and it's got venting. I undo it a bit. It's got venting. Good protection. Also, if it gets cold, it's going to be handy. When I get into the tropics, I'm probably going to replace this with body armour. So have a t-shirt underneath or a long sleeve shirt and body armour, because this is going to be too hot in the tropics. But getting across to Perth, this will be fine. I did have some polyester pants, which are really hot in summer. So I got a pair of jeans, Teflon lined jeans. Now these are quite expensive. I don't know if I'm overly happy with them at the moment. I've got knee pads, I've got knee pads, I've got hip pads. They don't seem to fit really well. I had to get them cut shorter. Expensive option, but in hot climates, good. Let's move on. Just some light gloves with a bit of knuckle protection. I've got my dad filming now, which we'll just have a bit of a break. All right, so we've just had a cup of tea. As I mentioned, I've got my dad working the camera. I've been preparing this bike in his garage. As you can see, he's got a number of sons who also like leaving things here. But let's keep moving. Dad's using a homemade stabiliser that I'll be taking on the trip, and the camera I'll be taking on the trip, which is good for photos and video. It's a Panasonic G7. Let's move on to the bike. Now, I've got a DR650 Suzuki. It's a poor man's adventure bike. Off the rack, it needs a little bit of work to be ready to, do a big trip. So what does it need? The suspension's a bit ordinary. So I've had the suspension done. I've added a bit of bigger tank, had the seat done. But let's go through stage by stage. So I bought this bike second hand. It had 3,500 kilometres on the clock, 2007 DR650. They haven't changed since 1996. Very simple thumper motor, single cylinder, carburetor, old school, something you can work on yourself. Great for, being in the outback or whatever, very easy to work on. So, when I got the bike, it had a couple of additional things added, had some bark busters added, had some stronger bars added, some Renthal bars, had a bash plate, had a rear rack added, and I've added the tank, 30 litre tank. So the original tank only has a range of about 150 kilometres. This gives me at least 450 kilometres. I've added a screen just to protect what will be my camera in here, and a USB charger. I've added a USB charger. I've got a phone, a thing to hold my phone in. I'm going to be using an app called maps.me for my mapping, just with my normal phone. The DR650 comes a little bit sort of blocked up, constricted, so I put a new pipe on it, a performance stain tune pipe. What a lot of people do is they actually open up the airbox. For this trip, if I was at home just burning around the bush, I would take the baffle out and I would take the snorkel out of the airbox. But I'm not doing that for this trip because I'm going to be using dirty fuel, possibly dirty fuel, and I want economy. So I've put the baffle back in, I've put the snorkel back in. What else have we got here? A few other things I've done just that are problems with the bike that people are aware of. The NSU, the neutral sending unit bolts tend to fall out, so I'll put a magnetic sump plug in, and at the counter shaft seal, that's been known to sometimes blow and people get oil coming onto their back tyres, so I'll put in a protector on that counter shaft seal. All right, how about we have another break and another cup of tea and we'll get back into the boxes, the gear that I've got on the bike. All right, I'll now go through the gear that I've got. So I got some Australian-made anti-straps, racks and pannier bags. Got a rear bag on the rear rack and a tank bag. Now, in this bag, let's open it up. I've made a stand. Maybe not necessary, but it just means if I blow a tyre, I can jack up the back or the front, and it's a solid unit. Water containers, I've got 4 pockets for water containers, 1 litre. They suggest carrying about 10 litres, at least 3 days supply. So you're meant to have about 2 litres a day. So what have I got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So close to 6 litres. So I've got enough if I get stuck in the outback for maybe a day. All right, in this pannier bag, I'm carrying all my tools. Spare rear tube, heavy duty tube. I've got 2 heavy duty tubes on this bike. That's just in a thing. I'll put dirty rubbish or something in that. Spare tie downs, anti-straps and ockies, because the chance I could get some more gear on there. Let's just go through some of the gear. A protect, and put that over there too. Gaffer tape, you can't go wrong. You need a tyre repair kit. Also, if electrical tape, chain wax, pump, spare fuel tubing in case it goes. I've got that, I can put that on. I got this with the bike, a spare rear sprocket, so I'm going to take it along. Now, I've got this. Now I'll just get in close there. Can you see all right, or can you come in? I've got a spare lockable fuel tap, or various things for changing tyres. I'm going to replace them at some stage of the grips. Ties. What else have we got in here? Allen key set, grease, spare chain link. If I want to do the bleed the brakes, I can do that. So I've got various items in there. I've even got the valves, the shimmies for doing the valves. So just various stuff. I've thought about various situations that could happen. Now the thing that you could break a chain, so I've got a chain link. You could get a flat tyre, so I've got tyre levers. I've got the repair kit there, and also a spare valve. All right. So also on this one, a pair of boots. I'm only going to take 1 pair of boots. They're boots I can dress up in or wear out, to a restaurant or something, but also just wear around the heavy-duty Blundstones. Going to have a pair of sandals. They're going to be my only shoes for the trip. A spare brace for the tank in case I break that one. Been known to happen. WD-40, you can't go wrong with that. Pair of pliers. So I'm generally just using the tools that come with the bike, and I've got a few extras, but I'm not sort of overdoing the tools. Now I've got a tarp. This can be put under the tent. It can be put over the bike. So if I park in the city or whatever, I can cover the bike with that, so people aren't going to be going through my gear. And it's got, I can put it over the tent. It's got I'll put it down on a mat. I can, have a picnic, whatever. A bit of rope. What else we got? A bit of wire in case I break a clutch cable. All right, that one's done. we might just take a break and then we'll move on to the next bag. On to the second bag, the tank bag. Now this is where I'm going to put my camera gear, important stuff. So stuff that I want to be able to get to quickly. I'm going to be carrying a little diary, a first aid kit. So if the bike falls, I should still be able to get to that and put a bandage around my profusely bleeding broken leg or whatever. A little toiletry bag just to freshen up, and sunscreen. But mainly in this bag, it just has the camera bag that camera goes in, various filters and whatever else, batteries, blah, blah, blah. Don't need to explain that one. Soap and toilet paper, get stuck on the road. A light, if at night I'm, coming into at night or whatever, I probably won't be doing a lot of night riding, but it's handy to have it there. All right, let's move on to the other bag. That's this one's got a handy strap to hold everything down. This is just a backpack that's pretty much empty, and I want to, if I'm going somewhere, if I pull into somewhere and I'm going somewhere, I can actually take that camera bag and my laptop, which is in there, in this. So various valuables, so I don't leave them on the bike. At the moment, it's just got 2 hats and a rain poncho. Let's move on to that one. You might want to just come up a bit forward, Dad, and we'll get into this one. All right, this one pretty much carries a lot of my video production gear. I've got a 4-way power box. You may say, why the hell are you taking one of them? I find when you get a chance to charge. I've got various, let's just lay that on the ground here. If you just stand back a bit, Dad, and I'll just spread this out. And can you get a shot of that? And now this is, I've only packed it, I'm not going to pack it like this, I'll pack it a bit better for the trip because it's, I have it, but I still have plastic bags. All right, so what have we got? We've got like a light, we've got a gimbal, a GoPro gimbal. I'll have a GoPro, which I can also put on the handlebars, various chargers. Oh, a Kindle, oh, those bloody Harleys, they're annoying, aren't they? A Kindle, various filters. All right, and now because this camera doesn't have great audio, I've actually bought a Zoom 5, which is an audio recorder. So we've got numerous options there for audio, maybe too many, but I do professional video production. As I'll be traveling, I'll be working, so I want to have all the gear I possibly need to do that. So a lot of mics, the GoPro. Let's move on. Now, then the laptop is in there, and that can be put into that bag, as I mentioned, and taken with me if need be. The laptop is resting on a bed of a ground sheet. Can you see that? We'll just get a shot of that ground sheet there. Thanks, cameraman. So that's resting on a inflatable ground sheet, and my tent. Now that's a 3 Seasons tent, weather protected, 2-person. I did have a 1-person tent, decided to go the 2-person tent because then I can put my gear on it. How you going, cameraman? Can we keep going or you want to take a break? Now just bring it up here, just maybe come in a bit closer. Tripod goes on this side above this pannier. So I've got a lightweight tripod. This pannier will contain my clothes, so toiletry bag, sheet for inside my blanket, my sleeping bag if it gets too hot. All my clothes are in this one here. Tent pegs, probably should have been at the bottom of the pannier. Sleeping bag. So that is how I've sort of devised everything. Haven't filled this one so much, the panniers so much, I want to leave a little bit of room for getting stuff on the go. I can also put more stuff up here. With regard to clothes, 7 jocks, 7 socks, 3 t-shirts, 2 shorts, 2 shirts, and 1 warm jumper. From previous travel, your jocks and the socks are the things that need to be changed the most. I like having one for 1 day of the week so I can do my wash once a week. And you can get away with that if you've got a couple of t-shirts or whatever. So there you go. Just let's have if we missed anything. Yeah, so phone holder, USB connector, so I can actually power things with the USB, and that's all protected from that screen. So that's my cockpit. I put a heavier duty chain guide on because I broke the one that was on it. What other modifications? I think that's about it. Oh, I put a LED light on the back there because I broke that also, but they're just various things that I broke. But basically this is a bike, and that is the amount of gear to probably travel around the world, camp out and make professional videos. So I think I'll finish it there because my cameraman's looking though he's just about to pass out and we'll have another cup of tea. All right, thanks, Dad.
Did you mention the seat that time?
Oh, I can mention the seat again, but we'll have... Dad made an important point there. We didn't mention the seat. And you can tell that we've done more than one take. The seat on this bike is, it's a very hard seat, and I got this reupholstered and put some softer foam on, and I've got an old baby's change lambskin cover. But that's, for a lot of people, that's the number one thing they suggest you should change on the DR, because if you're doing long kilometres, it has a dirt bike seat and it's tough as all nails, and you know, if you do more than 2 or 3 hours in the seat, you're going to know about it. Yeah, so that's it. The poor man's adventure bike, fully loaded for doing camping and filmmaking. Thanks for the suggestion about the seat, Dad, and we'll finish it up there.